Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net. It is Tuesday the 30th of April. Thanks again for watching. Remember, we're kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here. By you coming back and using the site, that's what keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that. Now, in this forecast, I'm going to concentrate more on how conditions develop as we head in towards May. Got some interesting charts for you here from the CFS and also the MJO charts too. If they're new to you, bear with us. You'll get used to seeing these charts, but they all help us in predicting conditions in the medium to longer term. This is how the GFS Ensemble sees things developing during the coming days. You see, temperatures holding pretty steady, rising a little bit into the early part of next week, but then it sees a northerly flow developing through the middle to the end of the month. Interestingly, though, it's keeping pressure fairly high, and so it does look as if we are going to find conditions being generally fairly dry during the whole of the period. Although you see here just little bits and pieces of rain showing up there on the little green bars. So indicating that there may be a few showers around. Now, this is the MJO forecast, the Madden-Julian Oscillation forecast from the ECMWF. I haven't showed you this one for a while, but this goes through from the 26th of April through to the 27th of May, and it's the solid green line that we're interested in. Now, this starts off the 26th there in quite a neutral phase, but you notice how it's getting through phase 1. It then takes us through phase 2, and interestingly hits phase 3 around about the 14th of May. It then it hits it around about the 7th or 8th of May. It then takes us through phase 3 into phase 4, eventually ending up in phase 5. What's interesting is that around about 6 days after hitting phase 3, what we tend to find is that conditions go more into a westerly coming in from the Atlantic, and phase 4 is the well-known positive North Atlantic oscillation phase. So it's hitting phase 4 around about the 17th or 18th of May. Now, what that would do is indicate a more unsettled westerly flow coming in across the Atlantic during that period. It would put low pressure to the north, high pressure to the south, and bring us more of a westerly flow. I have to say, it's kind of on its own with this one just at the moment. It's not getting any backup from anywhere, but we do need to watch this and just see how this MJO develops. It's not a strong one, it's a fairly weak one, but it's there, and it's a consistent signal coming in from the ECMWF. And the ECMWF hasn't been exactly the most reliable model recently, and it has been jumping around a little bit, but because it's a well-known model, it's a good model, it's one that can be trusted most of the time. When it comes up with something like this, it's certainly well worth watching. Although I have to say, I think this probably is overdone, and I think probably it should be coming in somewhere up here. So a far more sort of neutral phase, but we'll keep our eye on this one. What's been performing much better has been the CFS, and I've been showing these forecasts over the last few days. This is week 1, taking us through from the 29th through to the 5th of May. So taking us up to Sunday, and it's got low than normal heights up to the north, higher than normal look down towards the south, and it brought in this west to west northwesterly flow, which indeed is what we're going to be seeing. Now, week 2 is taking us through from next Monday through to the 12th. It then builds, the ridge back in. So we're seeing a trough in the Atlantic here and a big ridge across the UK with high pressure, so dominated by high pressure during the week. So this idea of dry weather persisting during that week looks to be one that's building. And then the CFS sees this for week 3. Look, it's still got the trough in the Atlantic. It keeps us with a ridge through the British Isles, trough into Europe. So keeps high pressure up towards the north. That would again give us a dry week. But you notice no indications there of this particular positive North Atlantic oscillation developing. I suppose you could argue, well, you wouldn't expect to see it just yet because the development wasn't taking place until around about the 16th, 17th of May. So, yeah, we might have a case there. But generally, with the high pressure in, this would be dry conditions again dominating across the UK. Although pretty chilly in the east with quite a brisk northeasterly wind blowing. And then just look at week 4. For week 4, it's still got the idea of the ridge being in place through the country, or at least pressure being higher than normal, but slipping out towards the west here. So we tend to find, given this flow, more of a northwesterly flow coming round that system, and it has the jet again split through the Mediterranean with high pressure over Scandinavia. So again, still the emphasis on dry weather and not seeing this particular more unsettled westerly flow coming in from the Atlantic. So we've got a discrepancy there between the models that we need to be watching quite closely. So there you go, that's your forecast for today. And again, just emphasising the dryness of the weather. Not completely dry, but certainly the emphasis is on drier than normal conditions. So thanks again for watching. Remember, we're kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen, and by you coming back and using the site and using the adverts is what keeps us free of charge. So thanks for doing that. And whatever you're doing, have a great day and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.